There we go.
All right, good. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
How's life? You holding up okay?
I'm holding up okay. Yeah. I'm holed up and I'm holding up.
Very good, very good. I've been enjoying the occasional performances we get to see online, and you've been keeping busy and such great new music, so it seems like it's been going okay.
It's going all right. Yeah. I mean, it's a nice thing to have a new album. This thing was completed back in November, and we had it on the books for this time of year. Had no idea what we were about to, venture into.
Yeah. And like other artists I've talked to over the past months that have completed music just before this, the music does take on a whole new resonance and importance given everything we're going through. And a great artist such as yourself is always writing of the times, and things always seem to make sense. And it seems this album really does resonate strongly with me, and I'm sure a lot of people that are getting to hear it now.
Yeah, it's a funny thing, even though it was written in 2019 and recorded near the tail end of the year, I think it's sort of a reflective album, and we certainly have plenty of time to reflect, to turn inward. I mean, the last one before this was a little more of a comment, a social commentary, and this one I feel like is a lot more personal.
Yeah.
And taking inventory of what matters and all of that.
Mm-hmm. Some of your best songs, sometimes I've wondered how personal and how much of a commentary. Sometimes you can't tell right away from listening to it, and that's
true.
Sometimes it's what the listener wants to take from it and get from it, and
yeah, right.
Some of the songs on this one, they could be very personal, but they're also very universal, and that's what makes it a great record.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. And that's really true. Sometimes you come to realize as a writer that quite often the more personal a song is, the more you put your heart on the line, the more people seem to identify with it. Having said that, certainly politics is personal. It affects us. It affects our lives, and in ways that we can't always even imagine until here we are.
Yeah. You sound so good in that. I just love talking about your voice, because your voice, you've had this amazing instrument in your voice like back since the beginning days, and it seems like it's only gotten better. And just talk about just kind of the joy of being able to sing the way you do, and have that instrument at your disposal, and how much work it takes to get to that place, or how natural that is for you.
Oh goodness! Well, thank you. First of all, I think it just comes with having a big, thick neck. I highly recommend it. There might be some exercises, some kind of ball you can roll yourself around. My dad had a thick neck. I don't know. It runs in the family. Yeah, you know what? I guess I realized quite young that feeling you get when you sing. My grandmother, she sang a whole bunch. My mom loves to sing still. She sings in the choir. And there is just a joy that you can't describe, whether you do it professionally or, in the shower or in the church, wherever you do it. And realizing that quite early on, realizing how that made me feel, and almost seemed to change the molecules moving around in my body, I think that was a big part of it. So I just kept at it, and I still do. I sing around the house. I'm a handful.
Does your family enjoy that? Is it a constant treat for them?
Sometimes they do. Sometimes it's a little annoying, I think, for them. So they tell me.
Right. You've always been such a showman, I think, in the best sense of the word, of knowing how to play to an audience and knowing your strengths and having kind of the audience in your hands. And there's always humor, and you pace a set the right way, and the times I've seen you play. And how much do you miss that right now as a performer, that someone that knows how to put on a good show?
Oh goodness, I miss it a whole bunch. I've been doing weekend shows, on Stage It, that kind of thing, to keep me from going nuts. And I always get a bundle of nerves before I do that, thinking, what am I going to do this time? What songs am I going to play? But I've been performing almost as long as I could remember. I was a child magician, so I just been doing this forever.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think I'm a little bit lost sometimes when I'm not able to do it. I mean, I get a lot of anxiety wondering how I'm going to make it fresh, you know, and all that, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
But I live for it.
And how wonderful is it to have new songs for a new record to be able to play? And does it feel fresh for you every time when you have such great new music out there? Is it like
It does. It does. And that's a really special thing when I have new songs. Even when I'm out on the road, I'm always trying to sneak in something that I've been working on, you know. That helps a lot to feel like I have one foot in the future, you know.
Yeah.
So, when I do play those old songs, I really, I love that connection that I have with my audience, that we have this shared experience of a song that has been with us, you know, for 20 years in some cases,
Yeah.
or 30 years, goodness.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Talk about approaching this album going in, and what were your kind of goals and feelings and thoughts and the album you wanted to make?
I felt like it was an opportunity to work with some very stellar musicians. Jay Belrose on drums. We had been talking for a while about making a record together, and Jennifer Condos, his wife, Eric Haywood, Danny T. Levin. I had been talking about making this kind of record for a while. You know, something much more personal and warm and earthy, and something for that person who's just kind of stumbling on my music for the first time. I guess it comes down to kind of taking inventory. You know, what do I want to say at this point in my life? You know,
Yeah.
and the record is one that sort of turns inward. It's reflective, but I like to think that it might bring some comfort in a time like this, where we're all sort of grabbing at straws, wondering what comes next.
Have you always kind of taken pride in being able to have that ability for an audience, of people to take comfort in your music and in the sounds that you make?
Yeah, I feel like a good song, it affects you in a deep way. You know, I mean, music serves all sorts of purposes.
Yeah.
Leonard Cohen had a great way of putting it. You know, like songs for all seasons. There are songs for courting, songs of protest. You know, you name it. But I love that idea that you can put something into the world that has that sort of physical sensation when you hear it. You know, that can give you the courage to take on life. You know, any way that I can put a little positivity into the world in that way.
Yeah.
Or gripe a bit. You know, a song is a good vehicle for griping.
Sure.
Yeah.
Talk about recording this here in LA, because I know last few times we spoke, we're in town in Burbank.
Yeah.
And then you came to my studio once and you play. What's it like coming back here and being with friends and old memories and that old vibe? Does it affect the music?
You know what? I think it was sort of a raw experience, having been away from Los Angeles for so long, you know, to be back in the place where I spent 30 years, and now I have to ask for favors to get a room or rent a hotel or whatever.
Yeah.
Call an Uber because I don't have a car, and that's a strange thing to be in Los Angeles without all of those, that safety net, you know. So it was quite raw, and the place has changed so much. I mean, you blink and it just changes so much. You know, I couldn't believe it. The amount of nightlife, for instance, in Echo Park where I was staying, and incredible. I mean, you know, it was really just sort of bubbling over with all of this life and culture and things to eat at any hour.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
It wasn't always like that.
Back in the Largo and McCabe's days, do you miss that vibe? Do you plan on coming back and doing more of that? I'm sure.
Oh yeah, I mean, I certainly miss that. You know, yeah, Largo was like my clubhouse, and McCabe's has become another place that I love, and it's a hard time for a lot of our favorite clubs. You know, trying to keep the lights on, and so I'm pulling for all of them. You know.
Yeah, for sure. Talk about the title of this record. I love that. And there's such a, standing up in the face of adversity element to that. It's just,
yeah.
You can just put into words where that came from. I think there's a great story there.
Yeah, you know, it was in the final days of living in Burbank. We were packing our stuff, and we were getting ready to move out here to Nashville. And out of the corner of my eye, I see my young daughter. She's 5 at the time, and she has this stick of manzanita raised to the sky, and she says, "Come on, lightning, show us your stuff." And that caught my attention. But what really caught my attention was when the sky lit up blue and there was a crack of thunder. And I thought, oh my goodness, she has some sort of supernatural powers. And so we got her in the house, and we said to each other, my wife and I, well, that was a little strange, but I filed that memory away, and like I do quite often, I wrote that down, and I thought about it as I was going into this album. You know, whenever you create anything, it's sort of a provocation or an invocation. You know, I love how you put it. You know, it's sort of that, you know, daring to stand up to the elements, or you know, it made sense in the context of this record. And you know, she's now 12 years old and has the world in front of her. So I love seeing all that courage. You know.
Yeah, yeah. I love that it's a San Fernando Valley story, not like on the plains of Tennessee or something.
That's right.
That's pretty cool. I was expecting you out in the wilderness or something, but that's pretty cool. Yeah.
Nope. Backyards of Burbank.
Right. What do you miss most about Burbank and that part?
What do I miss about it? Oh man, I miss Tony's Bella Vista, and I miss the other Tonys with the meatball subs, and I miss all my little haunts. You know. Yeah, that's the kind of stuff that really drew me to Burbank in the first place. You know, all of these interesting nooks and crannies, that small town feel. You know. Yeah.
How much are you already working on the next thing, since you're always writing and always thinking forward? If you were to be performing next couple of weeks, would we already be hearing new songs for the next record? Are you that far ahead?
Oh goodness, you know what? I've been cooped up like everyone else. Now and then I've been reading the news, and I get inspired to write a song about you know, an ode to the USPS. You know, back a few months ago when our president was telling us that we were going to see all of our churches filled to the brim, I wrote a song called Easter Sunday, just you know, a preposterous little song, but that's kind of where my writing has been, you know, just a chronicle of each week in the news. It's hard to say when I'll start really seriously focusing. You know, my attention span has been, you know, coming and going, I think, for the last number of months. I've been painting. That's my refuge. I paint pictures.
I was going to ask you about that, because the stuff has been gorgeous, the stuff I've seen. Just talk about
thanks so much.
Just how cool that has been for you, and how therapeutic and artistically, what that's done for you as an artist.
Well, you know what? All of these songs have this sort of origin in me closing my eyes and going to some place that I can touch and I can see, you know? So a lot of it is just like that. I'm trying to impart some sort of visual. So I've kind of come from that position to begin with, you know. I was drawing when I was a kid, and in the last few years I kind of took up painting a lot more seriously. And now that I live in Tennessee, where it's such a green place, and you got so many vistas and barns, and you know, my wife and I, we go out for the afternoon and take photographs. I come back home and I paint, and that gives me a few more hours out under the sun, you know, being in front of the canvas, and it keeps me from going nuts.
Yeah, it helps.
Yeah.
And speaking of visuals, talk about Leave a Light On in that video, and that's such and the video's done so well. If you just put into words what that song means to you.
Well, I yanked my earbuds out of my ears. Leave a Light On. That is a song which I think someone like yourself can relate to a whole bunch. Anyone who does a fair amount of traveling for their job, you know, finds himself pulled away. The idea that there's someone at home waiting for us, you know, someone who's kept the light on. Maybe they've left out a piece of pie. That would be nice.
That'd be good.
Yeah, you know, that's that sweet feeling of coming home. I guess that's exactly what the song's about. It's a dance that my wife and I know pretty well over the years. You know, we've been together so long, and so yeah, that's the feeling there. I was on the road my last tour of the year, in fact, with John Doe of X, Kristen Hirsch of Throwing Muses, and this is back in February. And John was doing all the driving, just about, while I was making little movies out the window. And I took those little movies home and I stitched them together, and I married them with the song "Leave a Light On," and so that came out recently. It's a little bit of a sort of a dashboard diary of the road.
Very cool, very cool. And I love the artists that you tour with and the friends you have on the road. And I love imagining what you guys are like when we don't see, which is 99% of the time, either you and Hal Gelb or you and John Doe, and just the fun you guys must be having on the road.
Yeah, it makes the traveling a lot more interesting, a lot more fun. You know, all the folks you mentioned there. Yeah, we were a little bit sad to call it a day, you know, but
Yeah.
we had hoped to do another tour, you know, John and Kristen and I, and I'd like to say that we'll get to do that one of these days.
Yeah, yeah. Well, we'll be looking forward. And meanwhile, I think it's a great outlet that at least you've been able to put yourself out there and stage it, and at least find these other outlets and bring music to the people and do that for yourself. And a lot of other artists have done that. It's been helpful in lots of ways, I'm sure.
It has been. Yeah, just to remain connected, you know, that little bit of normalcy. And I think I've been told by all the folks that tune in every Sunday that, you know, please keep doing this. I think it was a little bit of it was something I tried for a while, but I thought, you know what, I think we should keep this going. You know, I don't know when to turn off the power now. It's been too much fun.
Right. Good. Well, hopefully I'll keep going. Even after you're on the road, you can have some semblance of normalcy and keep things going. And
I like that.
Things are different now, and, you know, but I'm looking forward to seeing you in person, though. Last show I saw was when you did the Mimosa thing for Gary Calamar here.
Oh, yeah, that was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
That was a whole bunch of fun, getting to play in North Hollywood for a change. That took me back.
Right,
I spent some years in North Hollywood, too.
Very good. Yeah, I was born in North Hollywood and was in Burbank till about, I was born in St. Joe's in Burbank till about, you know, my childhood, and in Encino, then Woodland Hills. So I was a Valley guy up until college time. You know?
Oh, how wild!
Yeah.
I know a few of them. You know, Rob Zabrecki he grew up in Burbank. I don't know if you know Rob.
Yeah, we chatted about that. Yeah.
My daughter was born at St. Joseph's, so I know that well.
It's a good place. Good place. Very nice. Well, real pleasure talking to you. And the album's so great and such a pleasure. And it's nice to have new music from you.
Thank you, Adam.
All this is made me happy, as I'm sure it's made a lot of your fans and hopefully new fans as well.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Adam. I really appreciate it. I could play you that song we talked about.
That would be a real treat.
Well, here we go. Here, I don't even know if I need my earbuds.
Whatever.
They'll probably fall out anyhow. These things never stay in my ears. Take them out. Here we go. In this burn in your direction, gotta get me home. Dragging around my case too long. Start to the Sunday days, break it to an endless storm. But a man ain't made to be this strong. I got a ways to go, the storms run out. I'll be there before you know. Leave a light on, leave a light on, leave a light on for me. Or miss your face being the first that I see each day. Talk on the phone is not the same. You sit wrong because I love I do my job, and I just ain't found no better way. I got a ways to go, the stars run out and see. But I'll be there before you know. Leave a light on, leave a light on, leave a light on for me. Leave a light on for me. Leave a light on for me. In this burn, in your direction, gotta get me home. Feels like time is moving slow.
so dark outside these windows, mama, here we go. One more circle around the globe. When you're fast asleep, let me come and steal your dreams. I'll be there before you know. Leave a light on, leave a light on, leave a light on for me. 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 Leave a light on.
So great, so great.
Earbuds in.
Did I lose you? Hold on. I lost your picture.
Looks
now. You see me okay?